Hi everyone, today is August 11th and we are likely looking at the first hurricane of the 2025 hurricane season right out here in the Atlantic. This is Tropical Storm Erin out in the Atlantic right now. Here's what the satellite looks like. You can see we've got surprisingly good organization already ahead of what the model guidance was suggesting. So we've currently got wind gusts about 45 miles per hour. This thing is moving west at about 20 miles per hour. We don't currently have any coastal warnings or advisories in effect. Now, Tropical Storm Erin formed from Invest 97L. This is obviously small right now, but it's surprisingly well organized. You can see we've got a pretty decent center going on in here. We've got pretty good organization so far, especially considering the overall conditions of the Atlantic. We've got a fairly compact core. We've got all the outflow boundaries up here. This is obviously small at the moment, but is forecasted to spin up decently quickly within the next week. So let's take a look at the current environment. This is a sea surface temperature map. Erin is out here right now, but as Erin moves up this way, west, out this way, the environment out here is very conducive to further development. We've got a lot of warms up here, looking at a lot of warm water. This is a wind shear map. This is looking at Thursday, Friday. As you can see, there's not a lot of wind shear in between here. As Erin moves along for the next 48 hours, got to get through the fairly dry region, but once it gets past that, somewhere in this area, conditions will become pretty darn favorable. Should have no issue developing into a category 2 or 3. If we go take a look at the National Hurricane Center, what they say tropical storm. And then right around here, we get this area, we get a hurricane category 1 here as it continues to strengthen. And that's all we can really say definitively at this point, is that it will be somewhere around here. So let's talk about the short term. All right, here's the next 3 days. It's going to keep moving pretty much due west. The National Hurricane Center is saying a hurricane, probably looking at something like Wednesday around lunchtime. That's the next 3 days. Obviously, no immediate threat to land here. Moving into the 3 to 5 day forecast. Here's the Euro ensemble. They run the model a bunch of times, and each time with a little bit different starting conditions. And so with the different starting conditions, you have different ending points. You go as far as that way or all the way out here. There's pretty much good agreement that you'll end up here, but after that, it could go as far all the way out there or all the way up here. We don't really know at this point, but let's talk about why. These are the steering currents. So high pressure rotates like this, and that's what's pushing Erin out this way. And then we've got another high pressure over Florida right now. I've bumped this back, a whole bunch of high pressure out here. Right now, this ridge deflect this storm. So it'll come this way and go up. And that's what we see with the models right now. The Euro is showing it going up just like that. Doesn't really hit land, just goes away. The Euro AI shows this ridge being a little less prominent, allowing Erin to stay much further to the south, but still not really a landfall. It just stays further out. Mid-range forecast any further than out here is, you don't really know. Here's the GFS ensemble. It even shows it staying further out. Obviously, there are still a few tracks here, so it's not out of the question, but the vast majority are saying it stays out here. Here's the Google AI. The mean is it's staying out here in the Atlantic and turning north, well away from land. Bermuda, right in the path of that. But for the United States, we've only got one run where it even gets close to Florida or the East Coast. It does look like it'll be a major hurricane, though, regardless of whether it hits land as it moves across the Atlantic basin. So what it really boils down to is whether this stays prominent, deflects that way, north, or, as the Euro AI sort of suggests, less of a high pressure here is showing closer to land, but still doesn't actually show a landfall. Obviously, there'll be a lot of rain associated with this storm, regardless of landfall. So what do you think? Will Erin curve north into the Atlantic or stays on a westward track? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know if you like these weather videos. If people like this, we might do a little more of these. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll be doing updates on this storm. It does look like this will be the first major storm of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. That's about all the weather talk I've got for you today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.